Welcome into the Dynasty Deal Show. I am Ty at Ty Declare 44, and I am joined by Scott at Charles Chill FFB and Shane at Shane Says FF on X. We got the bouncing heads, and yeah, you got DDS on your Friday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern. These shows go live. The stream goes up earlier. So if you have chats and you can't get here live, get them in. We'll hit as many trades as we can in the hour. Make sure you're signed up to the Trades and Chill tier if you're watching this back, but you couldn't be here live. $3.99 a month gets you access to early videos, members-only chats, private live streams, the sweatpants emoji, and a lot more. We got one rule, gentlemen. If you hear this noise, it means we got to wrap up what we're talking about and move on to the next one because, guys, just like Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay, we have been baking trades all week. We've been trying to cook some things up in the kitchen, and the DDFFB members have been doing the same. So, Scott, I'm going to start with you here with a Hoff. 12 teams starts and Superflex PPR and a 1.5 tight end premium. Team started 0-2. Team is trying to break down and trying to move off some points. We got Hurts, Russ, Swift, JCM, Ibuka, Ladd, Judy, Evans, Adams, Bowers, and an extra 26 first. He finds it's been hard moving off players he wants to sell, like Adams, Evans, Russ, Swift, JCM, with 2 and 3 really strong teams, and the rest are all middling, not wanting to make splashes. So a couple teams have all the assets, others hit in the middle, not really want to do much. His approach has been to stay patient, but he still wants to score more points and wants position himself for a high 26 pick if he can. So stay patient or move players that receive losses to shred points. So Scott, you have any of these kind of like teams where you got to make a move? You don't know if you want to make like the 70 cents on the dollar move to move your team forward or hold on to what you have. How do you typically approach teams in those kind of places?
Yeah, I actually have an example where I was doing that yesterday and was trying to sell Quentin Johnston, who's not necessarily the same as Mike Evans or Devontae Adams. You know, I think some people still value him as he's not great, but he's also young. So the people that do like him are kind of like, well, maybe I'll have him for future years. But anyway, I wasn't getting what I wanted, right? We know the Trinity. We know that's probably an offense you want. I'm like, man, I'm not getting what I want. But meanwhile, I'm a team that was basically punting, and I'm sitting here going like, I don't need these QJ points on my roster. I was the third worst team instead of the worst. And it's like, my team's actually a little competitive here. And I had to go back and forth. And ultimately what I had to do is I had to settle on the 70%, but I insisted that there be something also coming back my way that I think I have a chance to, with some more work somewhere else, turn into maybe the extra 20, 30%. Maybe it's not today, but give me something that I can maybe sell. Now, a lot of people, I think, get very narrow-minded when it comes to this type of question. Oh, I don't want any running backs back. Well, but sometimes there's a running back you can take back, and then in week 9, somebody will trade you 2/3 for that running back. And you have to wait the 7 weeks, but they're probably not scoring points now, which is why nobody really wants that running back now. But you have to kind of see a little bit a path to how you can gain more value, because I get it, man. Nobody has to pay 2 seconds for Mike Evans right now. They may say, I'll give you a second. And you're like, you know what? Like the right week or 2 weeks, it feels like I could get more. But the offer on the table right now is fair if it's just 70%. So I think you just got to find that two-way go, as the old analytics of Dynasty used to call it. Like, give me a second piece, even if I have to wait, even if I have to package that second piece later, even if I have to wait until that piece is something I can add to something to get something better. Like, just give me 2 pieces, even if it's just a pure prospect or something like that, a depressed, injured player. I'm interested in those if you really want to get deals done. You do have to take something like that on.
There's been a lot of deals this week of swapping injured quarterbacks for backup quarterbacks, moving picks for those starts right now. Like, it feels like it was 48 hours ago. We're like, that quarterback attrition hasn't hit yet. And then bam, Sunday happened. And here we are. So Shane, are you in any of these spots where you're trying to shed points, you're trying to kick it to 26, but just maybe there's not a lot of movement, or you need to incentivize a team to go and actually make a move with you?
So this isn't going to be helpful in any way, but that's what I try to do. Most of those teams, like I bodied them before the season began. You know what I mean? Because what I found is last year I ran into this issue where we're in season and I'm like, great, I'm losing and not scoring enough points to win, but scoring enough points that I got the 103 instead of the 101. And the difference between having the 103 versus the 101 in any season is usually it's a mile. It's a gulf. It's a wide chasm, whatever. It's far apart.
Well, let's talk about that, Shane. 103 to 101. What does that cost you in most years? That's a gap of like almost
another
late first.
Yeah,
right.
It's another first.
That's huge.
First. Yeah.
Think about what you would do in leagues to just get another first.
Right. So
yet you don't necessarily put in the work to get rid of the points. You know what I mean?
So from that perspective, like if I'm taking a little haircut because I'm moving Mike Evans, who's not a fundamental piece anyway, or a foundational piece, excuse me. I don't know why I said fundamental, but the big fundamental. He's not a foundational piece anyway, right? Like there's literally him on my roster is not helping me at all. Like, do I want to hold him and get a second and something? Yeah, but to Scott's point, like maybe I just take Tank Dell and another piece. And I don't like the deal, but you know what I like the deal? Next April, when we're drafting and I don't have to give up a first to move up to the 101 to get Gus Nussmeier or Garrett Nussmeier, not Gus, whichever Nussmeier it is, that one, or whoever the 101. Mateer? Is it going to be Mateer? Whoever. It doesn't matter because I'll have the 101 already.
Old Gus Nuss is going to end up on Shane's roster. But I mean, yeah, hey, like I've been in these spots too, and I agree, guys. Like, there's only so many assets in Dynasty that truly matter. And when we're talking Evans, Judy, like Adams, hell, even Bill, like he is replaceable at the end of the day, and I'm not going to let that hold up my eventual goal. And a lot of times these deals, you can punch them in a calculator, feel one way or the other, but does it move your team forward? So Hopkins get to move that team forward, get some points off. They kick it to 26. Get out of the middle. Be one of the first ones to get out of the middle too. There's an edge in that. So good luck. We got some good people in the chat. We got Woo Bear. What up, Woo Bear? We got Dylan Evansteiner. We'll figure it out one day, Dylan. But he says, "What's up, guys? No trades to discuss. Gonna sit back and watch the best damn trade show in the business. Cheers." Well, cheers to you, Dylan. Let's hit up John Diamato. 12 team, start 10, Superflex, PPR, no tight end premium. And the team is Daniels, Kyler, Tua, Gibbs, Achan, Mason, handcuffs, JJ, Marv, Ibuka, Keenan, Waddle, and Njoku, Strange. We traded away Njoku for a mid to late 26 second. Thoughts? Did I sell too low? So Shane, I've been looking at this team. It's a very deep team. There's no tight end premium.
There's no tight end premium. What's the question here? Bro, no. There's leagues where with tight end premium that you'd be moving Njoku for a second in situation. And no tight end premium, he's gone. I love Njoku, but no tight end premium, whatever. He can bounce. He'll go. You know why he can go? Because there's someone like Brenton Strange, last year's version of him, sitting out there that I can just go grab and then rinse and repeat the following season or just stream the position. It's not, there's no premium. So it's either have, I guess, Bowers, McBride, and I'm forgetting someone already because I'm old. Tyler Warren or everyone else. You know what I mean? Like just pay for those three or pay for nothing. So I'm fine with this deal.
I was gonna say there's very few tight ends in a non-tight end. I would even pay more than a second for. So yeah, either choose it or you kick it. But yeah, John, listen, on that team, you're not missing Njoku. You can use that second to fill a gap or to tier up somewhere else in that roster. Thank you very much. All right, Scott McShamus brings us a 12-team start 10 Superflex, 1.0 tight end premium, a 4 -1 quarterback scoring. We got T-Law, Bryce, Browning, and Ennie on a 2 deep. We got Judkins and Ennie on a 53. We got Tet, Ibuka, Travis Hunter, Worthy, Ayuk. We got Tyler Warren, Fannin, Sanders, and Strange. All picks, two extra 26 seconds, and an extra 28 first. This team is rebuilding, potentially cash out on early rookie value. What's Warren and Fannin's worth in a 1.0 tight end premium? He got offered a mid first and second for Warren and an early second for Fannin, but he's still shopping. So Scott, if Josh McAtee was on the show, he would kick that Fannin offer to the curb. But Tyler Warren, Fannin in a 1.0 tight end premium, like what is their true value?
We'll go back to the beginning of the roster because obviously this team's not competing, given that we have nothing at running back except for Judkins and then a bunch of rookies and tight ends. But I think you have to look at it's a start 10. It's a 2 PPR for tight ends. Quarterback scoring suppressed, so it's going to elevate the value of tight ends a little bit, and it's going to elevate the value of the skill players a little bit, just given the tight end scoring or given the quarterback scoring. Now, I think what you have to decide to do on this team is, where is your plan? Because you're going to want to compete with this team next year, right? Like you're not going to. This has enough players that you expect to have a shot to compete next year. But I'm looking at like, what are we going to look at in the offseason with this roster and say we're not strong enough at? Because I don't think having enough good pieces is going to be a problem here. We already have, because again, 2 PPR, you can count those tight ends as flexes. Every one of those guys is probably a flex-worthy asset. Now, how good are they going to be? Different story. But I'm sitting here counting like, all right, I can flex Fannin, Warren. Strange is probably Strange and Sanders in a 2 PPR, if they just catch 50 balls, you know what I mean? They're flexes. So I have enough flexes. It's almost like having more Ayuk level players or another, maybe another Worthy if one of them is a little bit better than we expect. So here's the question. What are we going to say on this team, Shane, next year we're weak at? In a 4-1, we're going to be like, dude, we need a better quarterback. I don't even know if Bryce lasts, but I'm probably going to want T-Law as my QB2, not my QB1. My QB2 right now is shaky, doesn't have a lot of value, and not a lot of ceiling anywhere in my quarterback room. And then I'm going to need to get more running back bodies. So I think I'm looking at like, where do I want to really go in next year? I don't think trading Warren for a first and a second is a terrible idea here. Just given that I'm going to need more assets to probably get more running backs and upgrade at quarterback. And I don't have, like, he didn't say 3 extra firsts. You know what I mean? It was like, I have basically my stock picks, a couple extra seconds, and an extra 28. So I don't have a lot of pieces. Can I get a third piece thrown back in? Can I get like I don't know. Can I get another moderately okay running back thrown in with that first and second on Warren? If so, I would trade him. I don't mind doing a deal like that. The Fannin one, obviously, you're not doing a second. So I like the Warren price. I think if I can get a 3-for-1 for Warren that includes in a first and a second, I'm listening.
I think the big thing there is like your tight end room. I don't know how many of those are going to be able to jam into your flex, nor to know how many points you want to score right now with that room. So if you can actually sell the tight end that people want, then I'm down to make that move. So I say in a pie in the sky, I would love to sell Warren for more than a first and a second. But if that's the move that unlocks Fan and unlocks Strange on this roster and makes it work better for me and kicks that value forward, probably going to be better in the long run. Shane, Warren,
No.
Fannin, tight end premium.
No.
Like, no,
I'm not moving either of them. Warren, first of all, has the power to be, and I was just looking at one of your teams earlier today, like, if I give him Jamar Chase, I wonder if he would give. No, he won't give me that tight end. and that's that's Warren. Warren right now is in the right this minute is in the Bowers McBride tier, maybe a little below it, but he goes out there and drops another 7 for 60. He's right in there. So no, I'm not moving him for a first and a second. It's not enough for me. I like that bully tight end in this premium. Fannin, I like Fannin. I don't know if he's got that in him. But I don't know if a second is enough because I know I saw other people getting more than that in this premium.
He's the equivalent of a wide receiver 2. Any tight end that's putting up 60 catches is basically like Devontae Smith, and you're not getting that for a second. So I value all those tight ends as they are flexes. So like, how do you add more assets? I guess that would be my question, because I don't want to sell Warren, but how do I add 2 firsts of value to this team? Because I'm going to need it. I'm not competing with Bryce Young and Judkins as my only running back. So,
I mean, there is that. There's Tet at Buka. I mean, honestly, after last week, he could have moved to Buka after his first week. That's someone that I probably would have looked to split. Like, all right, in this premium, can I get multiple picks for Ibuka? Like, I like Ibuka, and he's done nothing to show me that I shouldn't, but I'd look to move him.
Did you dump Bryce?
Young?
Would you do like Bryce for a second and a throw-in piece and just the goal being liquidate, get those points off? And I know I have a hole at QB2 next year, and I'd rather just liquidate Bryce now and have a little extra ammo in the offseason to spend on something different.
I would hope that I would hope that I could add a quarterback in the next year. But even if I can't, like, I lost out on what Bryce is. So I'm good.
Can I send Bryce and Warren for Joe Burrow?
Ooh.
Burrow helps me tank. I feel better about the Burrow T-Law.
I don't. Okay, here's a little dirty secret. Joe Burrow misses every other season. Just about. Well, maybe not every other.
But doesn't that help your roster though, in terms of how you're allocating
except
your
that I'm never going to be able to use him. By the time I'm good, he's going to be 34 and arthritic because he keeps breaking up his body. You know what I mean? Like, people are getting wise to the Burrow. I'll say that. I mean, he jumped up to QB5 after last year, as he should have, right? Because he had a great year. But I was still skeptical because whatever, you could say people aren't injury prone. This dude just happens to get injured a lot. And they're like major bodily injuries. Like, you know what I mean? Like this dude he's been through some, man. He's been through some things. So that's not the way I would go about it. But if I could try to get another quarterback, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? I would be okay with that. And maybe you could consider in the premium. Bryce Young is just a little like, all right, so now you have a quarterback that could start for you in place of whoever.
That's why I mean, Ty, would you do Warren and Bryce Young for Burrow?
I think on that, yeah, because on that team, what you're trying to get points off your roster. And the more that I play Dynasty, the more that I'm smacked in the face of if I can get one of these elite quarterbacks and then just backfill with backup quarterbacks as these starts eventually come up, I can kick that down the road. So if I can actually extract some value out of a Bryce tier quarterback to get up to somewhere else, I'm down to do that. Is that how I want to use my Warren? Not on every team, but I think on this team that makes sense to do. So I would on this team. And that's probably what it would take to get a Burrow off you, wouldn't it be, Scott?
You already know going forward, you're not going to want Bryce Young as your QB2 next year, right? So it makes sense when people are chasing a live body at quarterback this year. Dump him because I don't care about having a QB2, and I'm just going to leave that spot vacant. What I don't want to do is go into the offseason with T-Law and Bryce. Then I'm going to get a little complacent and be like, well, I don't need a third quarterback, but you're always going to want a better one than what you have. So just use him now while he's still starting, and you just have to get creative. I was just an example of, can I get JJ McCarthy in a deal for Bryce Young? McCarthy and Fannin, or Bryce and Fannin for McCarthy. And then I'll just bank McCarthy comes back and is fine. And, I can live with a McCarthy T-Law quarterback room going into next year. Get creative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we got a lot to get, so I'll hit the sounder. But yeah, and hey, don't be afraid to ask for a pick coming back with those injured quarterbacks because you're helping them out. You're giving them what they need right now. If you can extract a little extra from that, sure. But the point is getting the deal done. So go have some fun. Good luck. Hey guys, we got a super chat.
Hey now.
Shouts out to Matt Glore, $4.99, 3 goats on the screen. Joined the membership last week and do not regret it. Damn straight. Thanks again to Shane for helping with my shirt order in the Twitter DMs. Oh, you're the shirt guy now, huh?
Dude, I look, people reach out to me for a lot of stuff because I'm just a helpful fucking guy. I don't know what to tell you. I have that aura about me. Like, he seems nice. Let me reach out to him.
He's not scary.
Yeah. So I got a leaky sink. I'll hit you up after the show. But Matt does have a question for us. So a 12-team PPR, 1 quarterback, start 8. Team is JD5, Kyler, Bijan, Genty, Warren, Jordan Mason, Neighbors, Tet, Marvin Harrison Jr., Keenan Allen, Rice, Diggs. We got Kraft, Kelsey, Jawan Johnson, Likely, and Ferguson. Jake, of course, of the Jake variety. Any plan for rest of season? Hold certain guys, trade anyone in particular, or just ride the squad out? It's 2-0, and it's one of 4 contenders. So, Shane, I mean, this team, it's fairly decent. It has some high-end assets, like some nice running backs on there, some hope plays there that you hope play out as well. On this particular team, 1 quarterback, start 8. I think personally I'd be trying to consolidate a thing or two, just given the shallowness of this, and you got some sexy names that you can squish together and hopefully get something else. But what are you doing on a team like this, Shane?
Dude, how could I move Jordan Mason right now? The hype on him is wild. I like Jordan Mason. It's just he's apparently going to go out there and average 25 points a game from what I'm understanding. But like, I want to move. That's the guy that people like, that I would like to move. Obviously, I would like to move Marvin Harrison Jr. and then get like last year's prices for him, but that ain't happening. You can't. The problem is you're not going to be able to consolidate. Like, you're going to have to move people you don't want to move if you're going to consolidate. It's going to have to be someone like Kraft, Mason. I ain't moving Genty. They ain't moving Neighbors, maybe Tet, but I don't think you need to do that right now, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, your 2 starting running backs are Bijan and Genty. I'm good there. JD5 at QB when he can play. Kyler otherwise. Then you got Neighbors, Tet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I don't really feel the need to move any of this. can you use Rice? Sure. But, as we learned last year, it's better. It's got prices up a couple times. It's nice to have a Rice or a Rice type later in the season if I want to move stuff, as opposed to doing it now when I don't really actually have a need. So I know we love trading. Trust me, I'm captain. Like, just let me go through every league and see what I can find. But I don't really feel the need to do anything here.
Fair enough. And I'm thinking almost like thinking ahead a little bit of when Rice does come back, and there's going to be times you can scrap with that waiver wire, especially in a one quarterback start 8. Scott, you have a tight end room like this. I don't see any tight end premium. Like, is there a strategy to try to do anything with the tight ends you do have, or what are you doing with this team?
Yeah, I mean, like Rice is a guy I would not move, because when he plays, he's ahead of everybody else on my roster pretty much. Like, he's the type of player I want to target if there's another one that, that another receiver like that goes out for 6 weeks. Like, let me go get that guy. I'll overpay to get him and have, because he says 1 of 4 contenders, it's a start 8. I'm guessing almost every player he'd trade for is on one of those other 3 teams. So there isn't a deal where it's like, here, I'll give you Stephon Diggs and Tucker Kraft and Jordan Mason, and they give me a stud. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's probably trying to do the same thing. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build up my flexibility or my upside for later, which means like JD5, my 2 running backs, Neighbors, Tet. You got to pretty much pencil Tet in as a stud rest of the way, as long as, Bryce Young is there and it's the current situation. He's going to have a 30% target share. And then Rice comes back, and then I have maybe 1 spot I have to fill besides that. Tight end, it's a shit show. Like, you really, with Kraft being injured, you have 4 startable tight ends when Likely comes back. You have 5 when Kraft and Likely are back. None of them are, any of the 5 could be your highest scoring one on a week. I couldn't tell you which one. And I'm guessing nobody wants to trade for any of them but a healthy Kraft, and he's not healthy. So it's like, what can you do? Can you liquidate Travis Kelce to the Taylor Swift fan in the league for a third? Like, I mean, that's the type of deal you want to make. Like, you don't need 15 players in a start 8. And who would I feel comfortable starting for their weekly role? Like Keenan Allen, I kind of want to keep. If I can't get something meaningful, he's worth more to put in my lineup than trading him. So I'm probably liquidating 1 or 2 of the tight ends. But, like, what is that price? And you're going to go, what does a third help me? Well, a third is better than having my 5th tight end on my bench. Because you never know when I can throw 3 thirds to get a second, and then 3 seconds to get a first, or just take a new player next year's rookie draft instead of Jawan Johnson, who no one will care about after this window of production that he's going through. So
calm down with that.
Liquidate for not to upgrade your lineup. Liquidate for the way future, because I literally don't need it.
That's fair. And yeah, I mean, I would love to find a way to get Keenan into your lineup. He's currently tied for 3rd for fantasy points per snap from all players behind Puka and James Cook. So he's smashing. So yeah.
Keenan or Mason this week.
Ooh.
You got to pick between, because you're starting Bijan, Genty, Neighbors, Tet, a tight end, a quarterback. I guess you're probably starting Keenan and Mason over Marv at this point, right?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
So it's Keenan and Mason, and Marv is sitting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what's going to happen is Marv's going to have one of his weeks where he goes out and
what's happening now is you're forced to start Kyler. This is where he'll unlock Marv the week later that you have Marv on the bench.
Yeah. So from that perspective, I wouldn't mind trimming a couple players off the roster so that my decisions aren't as hard.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think I would roll Keenan Allen, because we've seen it, and the Minnesota offensive line. I don't think Darisaw is going to play this weekend. Like, I don't think it's really solved the issues that we've seen with Minnesota yet. They're probably going to stack the box against wins anyway. So I'll just keep rolling Keenan Allen. Just give me a piece of that offense. But yeah, hey, Matt, we appreciate it. Good luck with that one. Don't be afraid to squish a tight end onto something and get something done if you do want to. But you got a good team. But like I said, all the rest of the things you probably want are on those other 3 contenders. So that's always a tough spot. Mike Conron, 12 teams, start 10, super flex, PPR, and a 0.5 tight end premium. We sent Nico, Sam Laporta, Ramondre for Amon-Ra St. Brown, TJ Hawkinson, a 3rd and a 4th. The team is now Hurts, Mahomes, Darnold, Browning, Henry, Brown, Mason, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tet, Rice, GP, and Waddle and Wandale. Pitts, Hawk, and all picks. He's trying to think of creative ways to upgrade with his extra quarterback. Other managers considering Waddle, Hawk, Darnold, Milrow for Ladd, or Zay, and Fant. So, Scott, I'm going to start with you on this one. That first deal. Send away Nico, Sam Laporta, and Ramondre for Amon-Ra, Hawk, a third, and a fourth. Where's that one land for you in a 12 by 10?
Well, Nico started off bad. Amon-Ra started off good. But I think you could probably put them in the same-ish range. So let's just call that even. I mean, the opposite is true with Hawkinson and Laporta. Like, Hawkinson doesn't look good at all, so I don't know if I'd want to trade Laporta for him. But you traded your tight end for a guy you're now going to have to live with. The only thing I don't love about this deal is I already have Pitts. So I already have Pitts. It's a 1.5 premium. Why did I have to get a tight end back? I would have rather got a first back and not all the other shit and just said, here, you can have Sam Laporta. I'll start Kyle Pitts, or I'll roll with a streamer tight end like a lot of these other teams. So I don't love getting Hawk back, because now guess what? You have to decide between Hawk and Pitts and talk about a nightmare decision, because it's like both are frustrating. Both are more valuable in your mind than to anybody else. So now you have both of them. And I'd pay a third and a fourth for Ramondre Stevenson. Like, that's the type of guy you want to have just chilling around in case you need a running back. So I don't love the first deal, but I see maybe he's going for the ADV. Like, he doesn't like Nico. He likes the Hawk ADV if, the offense gets back to full strength. But I don't know, Shane, what do you think? I kind of like the side he gave away a little bit more. If you just had to say, give me the players, I'd rather have that one. And I don't want to have two tight ends. And I think he traded into another problem.
Yeah, I mean, I like the side on the left better, but I think
player takes, though. We just
they
are,
but
players,
I think but Nico and ARSB are probably even. They're probably literally in the same tier. I can expect the same type of production from them, assuming Nico stays healthy. And
he said he thinks that the Texans offense will not bounce back.
I mean,
and I would say the Vikings offense needs to do something too. So it's like you're betting on two bad offenses right now. Like, if you think one's going to get better and one's not, then sure.
Yeah. Hodson picked the only two tight ends on the roster and just think the Texans offense won't bounce back. Well, it's been scary hours so far. That's for damn sure.
It hasn't been good. It hasn't been good, but it's been 2 weeks. So I guess I'm just captain. Just everything's going to be all right.
Well, Captain, it's going to be all right. How about the second deal here? So Waddle, Hawk, Darnold, Milrow for Ladd, Orze, and Fant. What is the consolidation worth in a 12 by 10, Shane?
So we're giving up. I don't care about. Well, you're giving up the Seattle quarterback room. I don't care about Hawkinson. I don't know. Is this enough of? Is this enough of?
If I can get Ladd, I don't even want Noah Fant. If I can get, I mean, I'll take him, sure, but like if I can get Ladd for. The best piece I'm giving up is Jalen Waddle. I'm fine doing that.
Just he's the wide receiver 3 on his own offense. That's said tongue in cheek. It's said tongue in cheek. It's said tongue in cheek. But yeah, I mean that's fine. That's fine. You are giving up a lot of stuff for Ladd, who was a top 12 wide receiver 2 weeks ago, in Dynasty. So that's fine. I take him over Zay, and I don't want someone coming at me and asking me what's the difference between the two. I don't know what to tell you. I hate when people ask me that question. Like, I don't know. One's better than the other. I don't know how to help. Like, how else do I answer that? Anyway. So.
All right. So you made the deal. Slot in Pitts was fine using Laporta's ADV to do that. Yep. And have to ease the mind without Nico. I feel you. Yeah. Nope. Go ahead.
I understand it because CJ Stroud was ass cheeks last year. He started off as ass cheeks. So all available evidence. Just saying, if you're looking at a preponderance of evidence, this is a civil suit, not a criminal matter. He's had more time as a bad NFL quarterback than he has as a good NFL quarterback.
Per Ben Baldwin's stats, he is the second worst quarterback in the NFL since the start of the 2024 season. The only one quarterback worse. Any thoughts on who it might be?
Then CJ Stroud?
Mm-hmm. Passing efficiency wise.
Passing efficiency. It's not Tua. It's not
Sam Darnold.
Tua, when he plays, is actually not
efficient.
bad. He's
efficient.
Middle of the pack.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
It's Caleb Williams.
Oh, that's right. I've heard the stat before, so I should have known.
Bryce Young is right there with them, so it's like, I can't argue with the Texans. Don't appear to be the offense where you're like, oh, they just fixed this little thing and it's going to explode. It feels like they're going to have to grind games out and they're going to be ugly. So I'm kind of with him on that. I definitely think the Vikings have a much better track record and history of becoming decent. So
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? I think Christian Kirk's going to fix that whole offense. That's the missing piece. It's just to put that puzzle piece in place. Everything's going to be okay. Fix the offensive line, fix everything. But thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Good luck with that quarterback room. And yeah, go get that Zay. That's a good deal. Roy G, 10 teams, start 12, Superflex lineup. It's a 2 PPR for tight ends. The team after the trade is JD5, Rodgers, and Flacco. Guess you're starting Rodgers and Flacco this week. We got Bucky, Sharbs, Sampson, not starting Sharbs, Woody, and Algier. We got Tet T Booty. The Tet T and Booty. I like that. K.A., Ellick, Mooney, Rice. We got McBride and Laporta. Trade away Marvin Harrison Jr. for Sampson, Ellick, a 26 first, which is likely going to be late, and the 27 second. So we have 326 first. Want to try to get some younger assets with potential to rise in value and still have the flexibility of the first. So I'm going to pause there. Cashing out Marv for Sampson, Ellick, a 26 first and a 27 second.
It feels so low. It does. But no one wants Marv. Can I just hold, if that's the best I can do right now, why don't I just hold Marv until he has one of his pop weeks? Because he's going to have he's not the problem. The offense is the problem. So he's going to have a week where he goes off and people will like him again. You know, I know that because we have the attention span of dying guppies. Like that's just, we do. So he goes off this week. Next week on Twitter, you'll hear about how he's a buy because people always want to buy after the fact and that they all saw it coming because that's what we do.
Yeah, shouts out to the people in the background of Shane's house. So Scott, how do you value like guys like a Sampson and Ellick Io Manor in a 10 by 12 where you guys are 12 people per week, you get a first and a second thrown in there as well? Like how are you approaching a league like this?
So 10 by 12, 12 by 10, you think it's the same exact, but there's obviously less scarce quarterback play. So the other positions naturally get a little bit of a bump in this format. I don't value the tight ends as much. You're not going to probably want to flex tight ends in a 10-teamer just because the starters are spread out a little bit differently. So I do value a guy like Marv a little bit more just because he's not a quarterback. He's not a tight end. So like just the and he's not elite, but the good players, non-quarterback, non-tight end good players are usually guys I would be more apt to pay a first for. Like if you think about a rookie draft here, you're not taking a quarterback or a tight end over a good skill player, running back or receiver. You're going to push those guys up a little bit. So you got to do the same thing when you're talking trade value. Sampson, I mean, I kind of like Sampson as the type of piece you're throwing in because it's still a running back. There's still equity, whether he's a starter, whether he's just a pass catcher, whether he's a handcuff. Like he has some equity to get thrown in. Io Manor, Roy might like him. That's the type of player that if he has a good game, you'd get rid of him because he's not probably a future starter here. But if you said, you know what, I can flip him for a second, then I get 2 seconds and a first and Dylan Sampson for Marv. And then I can use those 2 seconds to, do this or do that. Then I can see the deal, but it's not exactly clean like what I would want to trade with Marv. But you're right. If you're trying to force a trade in a week where nobody wants him and most people are probably like, dude, I don't even want to play him. This is probably the best you can get. If you have some work that you can still do, and if you can do it, you probably end up with an okay package. But I don't love it. I would rather have tried to go get like Rashee Rice for Marv.
Right.
That type of deal where I can defer the disappointment until later. Maybe I get a second tacked into that deal and I feel a little better knowing I'm getting something that I feel pretty confident will produce if he can get to the point where he's still got, you say it, Shane, he still has to get by with the next month and not have no issues. You know what I mean? But if we get there, you're going to go, I'm glad I traded for him because he's going to slot right into my lineup, even in a 10-teamer. So it's fine.
I will say, like, Marv hasn't really done anything to make me feel more confident that he's going to be that Marv pie in the sky idea that we came into the league with. But and there's only so many wide receivers.
He's not good enough to elevate anything not in his control. You know what I mean? Like we know that. But if he could get into a halfway decent situation, you'd be like, okay, he's as good as Ladd McConkey, probably. You know what I mean?
Right. And I mean, we're at the same time, we're saying we may not even send a first for like an AJ Brown. And then here, like, there's only so many wide receivers you can actually get a first for plus. It just depends on what the plus is. Now, do I want to take my Marv and split it into 4 pieces and, some of the seconds? Not necessarily, but if you do it with the plan, I'm cool with it. And Roy says the plan is to keep grinding, try to flip the older pieces. Unless he's contending in a few weeks, maybe he spends the money. Well, hey, you got the money to spend it, Roy. You have a plan, and that's the thing that matters. So go have some fun with that one. Like I said, just make it so you're not going to miss that Marvin. That Alec Io manner brings you a week-winning week. But Alec Malone brings us a 12-team Superflex start 9. It's a 1 PPR and a 1.5 tight end premium. It's a 6 -2 quarterback scoring. Post trade, we got Caleb Ward, we got Chuba, JT, Justin Jefferson, Puka, Amon-Ra, Worthy, Olave, Loveland, and Cans. He has 5 26 firsts and 2 27 firsts, some seconds as well. We sent away JJ McCarthy and T-Mac. So Terror McMillan for Caleb, 26 first and 2 seconds. Shane's already shaking his head. What are you thinking, Shane?
No. So remember last year what we wanted Marv to be? That's actually it. That's actually it. He's doing it in a much worse situation than Marv. Marv at least has a talented quarterback. Tet's going out there with a dude that's slightly better than me at football and putting up really good numbers. So no, I don't like that deal. And Caleb isn't enough for me to like. I'm not even a big McCarthy guy, but Caleb has already disappointed me enough that this isn't enough for me. Like, is the difference between Caleb and McCarthy and T-Mac and a first?
What
year,
is the
that
difference?
even?
What is the difference between the two? They're both
right.
in offenses that we think their play caller and head coach should be a god, but neither of them have done shit. So it's like,
so basically you gave up T-Mac for a first and a couple seconds. And sure, if it's a start 11, like not even start 10, do I want to do that? If it's start 11, maybe start 10 if I'm like, bare bones and I'm bad and I'm booted. But unless it's like start 11, start 12, I don't even like it in that. So no, I don't like this. I'm sorry. I don't like this.
You know what this is, Shane? Like, I get it. McCarthy's injured. So that could also be like, of course, in this moment, he's less valued than Caleb because he's injured. But this is, I'll just leave this one here. We can move on. This is ADV at its finest. The market still thinks Caleb is better than JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to say that he is, other than he's played more games, he's had more hype, and people will just think he should be better. You know what I mean? But there's nothing really conclusive or concrete to say these are not very similar bets that in the end, if they both don't completely flame out, they probably just end up in that they're solid quarterbacks, right? They have good situations. Hopefully they can produce fantasy points, but I think they're very similar bets. So I don't like swapping McCarthy for Caleb and losing value in the swap, which is what you did here. You got credit back for something that I don't really think is worth a lot.
If we're going to get the quarterback swap, aim higher is what I'm hearing. Scott, really quick, 30 seconds. Kittle for a first. Playoff first. Moving your own first. You only get one first a year. Are you moving that for Kittle? On I guess a random array of teams, and specifically on this team. We have 5 first, 2 first in the bank. Yeah.
I mean, when he comes back, doesn't it feel like you could still do that deal then? Like I'm not going to have him for another month. Why do it right now? But I get it. He has Colston Loveland, and he's probably started him every week. And because you don't have any, I mean, hopefully one of those cans is like Austin Hooper, and you somehow played him. Otherwise, you've taken a 0, like I'd still go cheaper at tight end. 1.5, like maybe not the one you want to get. Is there somebody cheaper I can get? Isn't there somebody, Ty?
Well, he lists Loveland and Can, so I assume that someone is probably on the roster. You just don't feel confident starting them. But what are you really doing at tight end? You're trying not to lose, right? There's a certain range where you're winning at tight end, and then the rest of it, I'm playing not to lose. So I don't need to pay up, especially if the Jawans and the Ertz of the world are unattainable. You know what I mean?
Well, are they unattainable, or that you don't want to pay what the person wants? Because if I have those guys, I'm not giving them to you for nothing. But I would rather pay a second on a team where I have 5 firsts and just live with the fact that Zach Ertz could be dead in 3 weeks
And
but
you know what?
I'd rather get the 11 points game he's giving me than just take zeros because I'm too stubborn. You have enough first that you could afford to give away you could blow a second on a 2-week window buy if you wanted, and I could live with it on this team.
You'll get 4 weeks out of Ertz before his hamstring goes or something like that. But then you know what
You'll
I'll do?
Probably get 5 more years at this rate.
He's going to be a Jason Witten guy. But look, he's healthier than Dallas Goedert, who's 17 years younger than him. So I shouldn't talk trash. That the Eagles moved on from Zach Ertz so they could give the rock to Dallas Goedert, and Goedert can't stay on the field. But what I was going to say is, and even once Ertz goes down, all right, where's Juwan Johnson? I'll give you a second for him now. Like I'll just collect a couple of them. I'll worry about in the offseason with all that extra capital.
Shane, same team. Are you buying Burrow with this team? Owner has Rattler, Russ. You have there first, trying to send Ward into Burrow and then maybe make another move to get another quarterback.
People are not going to like this. I'm not buying Burrow. Ward's not cheap enough for me to buy Burrow. First of all, I'm high as hell on Ward. I'll give you Trevor. I was going with Trevor Lawrence for him. I'll give you Trevor Lawrence, that range. You want him? Will you take him and give me Burrow? Then I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
Well, my only issue is that we have Chuba, JT, and then we have Puka, Amon-Ra. Like, this team doesn't suck, but what are we doing for this year? Are we punting or are we trying to, you know what I mean? Like, this feels like a team, when you set the lineup with this team, it's dangerous, but it's not a contender yet because both of our quarterbacks are not good. Our tight end, we've probably started Loveland and we've gotten zeros. So I'm guessing this team is 0-2, 1-1 maybe. So, like, the question about Burrow is like that. You buy Burrow, then you're probably giving up pieces of your lineup that isn't going to help you. But I do think if we want to make a push at all, like, you need better quarterbacks. You're not going to win with Cam Ward and Caleb Williams. They're probably both going to finish outside the top 15. That's conservative. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you do in a start 9? You can't afford to take a bath at both quarterback spots and a bath at tight end. No matter, your other 6 starters are just not going to be good enough.
Absolutely. I think, that's a team. Choose your direction, right? Like figure it out, have a plan and lean into it. Don't try to do a little bit of both, right? Don't try to thread the needle and just choose a direction on that one, kick it or don't. But you're also in a nice spot where you can set the lineup. You can be dangerous every week and you still have 7 future first in your back pocket. So you'll have fun with that one, Alec, but just have a plan. Okay, guys, we are a little under 20 minutes left. We got a ton of questions to get to. So I'm going to go one by one here. Scott, I'm going to start with you. 12 by 11 Superflex, PPR, 6 -2 for quarterback. We got Mahomes, McCarthy, Dart, Browning, Wentz, JT, Henderson, Harvey, Mondre, Neighbors, London, DJ Moore, Jawan Jennings, Myers, and Cup. We got Ferg and Loveland. This team moved Burrow for Mahomes straight up, then traded 2 late first for London. I plan on just plugging in Browning and Wentz this week, but it felt too good for a bailout for Burrow. Thoughts? Well, I know Shane's doing that. And I think we talked about Burrow for Mahomes and that you would need a plus there. It's not pre-injury Burrow prices anymore.
No, I mean, and I'm the biggest Burrow fan there is, but like, he's not QB5 anymore. Mahomes is ahead of him. Herbert's ahead of him. I think you could argue some of the other younger guys that have some ability to run and have some insulation. Like, you could probably convince me that I've seen him traded for Drake May. I've seen him traded for Bo Nix. Like, I don't hate either one of those. So that would put him like QB9, QB10, QB12. I mean, like, he might bounce back in the offseason when people have nothing to care about except for going forward. But like right now, getting Mahomes for Burrow is a lock. And then 2 late first for London. It feels like you made a couple smart moves and you basically paid the fair price. You didn't get bent over on either of those deals. So I like both those deals. Good moves.
Nope. It takes a pair to put 2 firsts into any deal. He did it. I like getting London there. I like getting the quarterback swap. And again, I know Shane agrees. So Shane, we'll go over to you here from Mike Conron. Inbox offer, 12 by 9, Superflex, half PPR, and a full point for tight ends. Send Dart and Tootin for Hendo. So we can go into the team a little bit here, but talk to me about Hendo. What are you doing with Hendo? Are you sending away Dart and Tootin to get into that Hendo today?
So his QB room is Dart, Mac, any QB that's breathing, Tootin, Ollie, Ladd, Worthy, Downs, Reed. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading it off when it's right there. Everyone can read.
There's audio listeners.
This is super flex. We have no quarterbacks. Have PPR, Hendo.
Yeah.
I'm probably just holding on to Dart and Hendo, to be honest with you.
Dart and
I'm
Tootin.
Dart and Tootin. Sorry. Yeah. Best of both worlds. Like, just give me Hendo, and I will give you Tootin. It's fair. We're not competing, right? I'm just gonna hold on the Dart here. I'm just gonna hold on the Dart.
Yeah, I mean, a couple thin running back 4-0 teams with a couple picks to spend if and when Hendo does pick up steam. Fine, rolling with no quarterback and an aggressive punt.
Well, here's the thing: if I'm punting, Dart's not playing anyway, so it's
Right.
not like he's hurting me, right? Like, matter of fact, I had to start him in a league me and Scott are in, run mid-season degenerates, where I'm in a beautiful punt. Like, I got the 101 locked up, not even a doubt. And then like 3 or 4 other firsts. I'm starting Dart and Millero every week. Dart gave me -5 points, -0.5 points. I think it was last week when he fell down. So he's not hurting your aggressive punt. Hendo, who by the end of this season will probably get a lot more run than he is now, will hurt your punt a lot more. Now it's just, who do you like more long term at that point? And I think it's 12/9. Who's got the bigger chance of being a needle mover? Who's got the bigger chance to be a needle mover? Is it Hendo or is it Dart?
I think fantasy points wise, it's probably Hendo. I think dynasty market wise, it's Dart. And what moves this team forward, I think it's probably Dart.
Okay. No, all right. I needed someone to back me up there. So yeah, give me Dart.
Yeah.
With Dart.
You got 2 early 26 first, 4 random 27 first. You're going to be fine. I'd rather have the quarterback locked away. I can figure out running back when I need to. I don't need Hendo there. Let me keep Tootin. Let me keep the quarterback. But we appreciate that, Mike. All right, Scott. 12/10 from Buben. Buben. 12/10 Superflex, 0.5 PPR for running backs, full point for wide receivers. We got May Goff backups. We got Henry Kamara and backups. We got Lamar Puka, Brown, T, Diggs, and Shaheed. We got Kittle, Ertz. We trade away Higgins and Wentz and a 26 first for Achane and that man, Troy Franklin, the Trinity King. I guess, 1 week removed from Sutton being the Trinity guy in Denver, but Achane and Franklin for T, Wentz, and a 26 first.
I mean, Wentz is a free sell if you want to sell him. I don't have a problem with throwing him in the deal. I mean, T and a first for Achane, like in the moment, I don't like that deal. Franklin's tough to value because I think to get him from somebody, you got to pay a second. If what the Trinity says is true, then if it continues, like he's probably a guy, he's not worth Higgins. He's not worth a first, but he's not just, we have to adjust sometimes on how quickly these players move into tiers. Mm-hmm. Like he's in that, you'd have to pay a second. He's probably a guy you want to start continually until you don't. Hell, he could outproduce T. Higgins the rest of the year. It wouldn't be insane if he's good. You know what I mean? So I'm fine with this. If you're really betting on Franklin, then fine. I would also say if I can get this deal for Devon Achane and I throw in a guy that 3 weeks ago I would have valued as like get the deal done type of throw in, I have no problem just banking T in a first because I could probably turn around and move T for a first, even though it doesn't look like he's going to smash this year. There's somebody that just will see T. Higgins and they'll go, I'll give you my 27 first. I'll give you my late 26. And I'm not going to complain if I sell Achane and Franklin for 2 firsts.
Yeah. Even if I can just get the perceived value of a first for T. Higgins in a deal, I feel like I can do a lot more with that maybe than I can the Achane who only certain teams are going to want to buy, and that Franklin who, again, the market's probably not caught up to him yet. I appreciate that one. You bet. Shane, in a 10/10, you got Chase Brown, Kyron, Connor, and Cans. You got Chase, JJ, Puka, Rice, JMO, Keenan Allen. With the depth of wide receiver, would you trade your Chase for Odunze and James Cook? Oh.
It's 10/10 now.
Oh, no?
No. No. It's fair value. It's definitely fair value. But if I'm moving...
That's a big deal.
It is. But I don't think...
So
Chase Brown,
I'm assuming that the
Kyren.
thought is the 10 by 10. It's shallow. Like the team that gets the 2 is not winning the deal.
Is Roma Dunze legit, Shane? Is he true? Is he going to be in the? Is he in the neighbors BTJ tier if he continues this?
Well, if he continues this, yes, but he's not there yet. Although if BTJ might be trending the wrong way, so maybe they'll meet in the middle. But
I'm just looking at. Are you ever getting a better offer than this?
No, you're not getting a better offer than this. And that it's just so hard to move Chase like this. It's when you do move Chase, this will be the best you get. So I'm just looking at the roster, right? Like Chase Brown, Kyren Williams, and let's just say James Cook. So there's 3. Then I'm starting JJ, Adunze, Puka. Jesus.
He's probably not feeling great about that running back room. Like
I love that running back room. I mean, Kyren and Connor are problematic right now. So I get that. I mean, it's a fair deal. It's a fair deal. Value-wise, it is on point. I have such a hard time moving Chase, but this is a fair deal. So from that perspective, if you want to take it, I can't argue with you. James Cook is a top 5 dynasty running back right now. That's a movable object, but that's what he is right now.
The only reason I don't like this deal is it probably pushes like Kyren and Keenan Allen to my bench.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And there's diminishing returns. I get it because you're going to want to jam Cook and Adunze in, and then you're going to go, God, man, my bench, JMO. I mean, you have JMO and Keenan Allen on your bench. Any given week, they could be your best 2 receivers.
And it's not as easy to move those dudes as you think. Because they're
more valuable to your team as your last starter than what you could trade them for.
And I'm in multiple leagues where I'm trying to move those guys, and the offers I'm getting back, it's just like, no, you take a giant haircut, and I'm just like, all right, well, screw it. They're just going to sit on my bench again, or I'm just going to make the wrong decision, and they'll be in the starting lineup. Another guy will be in the bench. But as far as that specific deal, I mean, it's fair if you want to do it. It is. I'd actually be looking at my quarterback room more than I would be the other positions. Like if I'm doing that, like can Chase and Kyler get me Josh Allen plus maybe something like that?
Give it a shot, right? And I think that's the deal, Mark. I want to have another deal lined up if I'm doing that. Like I don't want to make that deal and then relegate those other guys to my bench and just give myself lineup headaches. So do it with a plan. I'm cool with it. So Scott, on a decently built out team, you got Mahomes, Mayfield, and Geno. Are you sending away Mayfield for Ward and 226 first? Yes. Yes, I am doing that.
There's no roster where I would not do Mayfield for Cam Ward and a single first. The fact that you're getting 2 is, I don't know why somebody would even offer you this. Oh yeah, and I have Geno Smith, so it doesn't even hurt me.
Right, in the first round, a bottom 5 team. Yeah. Yes, do that, Mark. Yes, absolutely do that. Okay, Shane, Squid, 12 by 10, Superflex PPR 1.0, tight end premium, currently the first place team. We sent Loveland and Worthy for Laporta and Wandale. Ooh. Team is now Allen, Caleb, Bryce, Milrow, Hampton, Javonte, Benson, Puka, Odunze, Ibuka, Garrett, Wilson. You got Wandale, Burden, Laporta, Sennett. Was way too heavily invested in the Bears offense because of how the rookie draft fell. Have all futures and an extra 26-second. Obviously was getting absolutely nothing from the tight end position through 2 weeks. So, Loveland and Worthy for Laporta and Wandale. How much is that tight end upgrade worth it for you? And Wandale, sneaky good.
What has Laporta done this year?
I think he got hurt briefly. But it's not breaking fantasy. I'll tell you that for free.
That's my only thing. I mean, yes, Loveland's not doing absolutely anything for you. Worthy's in a sling. I don't know if he's playing this week or not, but I like my receivers that can lift their arms above their head. So I get that. You know what I mean? But I don't want a 2-for-1 back. I want it the other way. I'll give you 2. You give me 1 better tight end if that's really what I'm trying to do.
Fair enough. Scott, I just want your quick thoughts. What are you doing with Loveland right now? You holding? You trying to move?
I mean, I think the only thing you can do is just backfill him with somebody cheaper. I don't love that deal because you basically you chased what's just happened. You know what I mean? Loveland not doing anything. I mean, and Wandale's good. Like you got 2 productive players, more productive than the guys you traded away, but you definitely bailed on the potential ADV for not like you're guaranteed to get a lot out of what you traded for. You're just hopeful. So you can't move Loveland. In today's Dynasty game, who wants Colston Loveland right now? I'll buy him at he's a bust price. You know what I mean? But like if you drafted him, you're not ready for that. So he's impossible to value really.
I'll stick with you here, Scott. Max FF, 12 by 10. A really nice team. You got 2 elite quarterbacks in Allen and Hurts, CMC, Hampton, JSN, Adams, Judy, Dobbs. Godwin's coming back eventually. Got an inbox offer giving Hampton to get Mason and a 26 first. Not sure get up on Hampton so early in the season is the right move. Thanks. A lot of people are panicked on these rookie running backs. 12 by 10. Hampton or Mason and a 26 first.
Yeah, I mean, I see why there's panic on Hampton. But at the same time, like he's probably you're kind of betting on him being your anchor on this team. So this is very much like an in the moment. I'm just trying to stack assets. I think I'd still take the Hampton side, but it's tempting. This is a very good offer from the person with Mason because they're looking at here. You want this 4 weeks of RB1 production chain, maybe more. Now, Jordan Mason can go out, and if he has 9 points on Sunday, people will go, well, he's nothing now. He's just he's a backup starting, and he's not good. So, like, I can see why trying to capitalize. I've sold a couple Masons, just, give me 2 seconds for him. I'm okay living if he kills me, but I'm guessing he's just a guy that he's getting some starts in what you might think is a good team, and he could do fine. But this is a tempting offer. I can see Hampton panickers. You're not getting a better offer right now.
You are not getting a better offer. That if you want out, that is the price right now. So you just got to make. Do you want out or do you want to hold? That's literally the decision. That you're not getting a better one. Appreciate that, Max. Okay, Shane, 10 team, 1 quarterback, start 8. It's a PPR and it's a 3.0 tight end premium, not a typo. He has Bowers, Kittle, Kraft, and Jake Ferguson. Disgusting. Everyone's throwing him trades for tight ends. They all fall short. How do you value tight end in a 3.0 tight end premium? It'd be hard to put a price on them.
I have Bowers, Kittle, Kraft, Jake Ferguson. If you offered me a blowjob, you're not getting them off. Like it's that simple.
Well, I would hope, simple. Shane. Most people in your dynasty leagues, that's probably not where you're seeking that. Okay.
Look, I don't know. First of all, I don't know what people are into. That's fine. I'm in leagues with multiple women. There's a league, women play as well. But whatever. Like,
okay, the math, Shane. How many?
You could remember that
150 points in a 3 PPR.
Remember that fake Reddit thread where the dude was like, "Oh, dude who told me to trade me Christian McCaffrey if I could bang his wife." That one, that fake one. Yeah, same thing. Anyway, no, I'd absolutely. Did you have to overpay? So it's 3.0, dude. Just think of. Like you were saying, Scott, right? Just 50 receptions is 150 points. It's just off those receptions.
At the same time, like Jake Ferguson isn't more valuable because every tight end is more valuable. So I think I would be willing to trade him. But yes, it is hard to put a price on like Trey McBride. He's probably scoring like 600 points in that league. It's like it's hard to value him.
Yeah,
but the other tight ends, like, okay, I'm not valuing tight end 12. I'm valuing tight end 12 higher than the other positional players, but I'm not valuing Ferguson so high. Like you're not going to start him probably in a start 8.
Start 8, no. So yeah, that's the one you can get off of me for just hand stuff. Fine.
And in a start 8, your lineup matters.
Yes.
So I can have 12 tight ends. I can only probably start like 4.
But I mean, even think about this, right? So Jake Ferguson last week put up, I think, like 18 points in a regular, like 1.75, 2.0 tight end premium. What would he have put up in that in a 3.0?
But here's the thing, like there's diminishing returns because it's a start 8.
Yeah.
So like I do have to value. I cannot just go, well, I'm going to punt every other starting spot because it's but PPR. Like you do have to pay to upgrade your lineup a little bit because it is a shallow league.
All it takes to just screw the balance of power in that league is one other person doing a tight end horde. And then everyone's at the mercy of you. True. And then Jake Ferguson is even worth more. Like he might be the tight end 9, right, on the street, but he's the best one you can get because me and Ty have played bully ball with the tight ends in this, which I would think someone.
Oh, yeah. You know that I play bully ball with that tight end. I'll play bully ball with the sounder here.
Yeah.
Seth, Flacco for a third, Mondre for a second. Great liquidation prices. Keep doing that in a 12 by 10. Sean, 12 by 10. Send JT an ARSB and a 26 first for Bijan and Brian Thomas Jr. Scott, 30 seconds. 12 by 10. No.
Man, that's if you're taking Amon-Ra over BTJ at this point, you're JT, and that's just not in a 12 by 10. Feels like I'd rather have the side on the left.
Yeah.
Like is Bijan worth a JT and a 26 first? That's what it comes down to. Because even if you have BTJ and ARSBs, even with the slow start, let's just say you have them even.
He is worth that because he's the best running back in Dynasty. He's not worth it when I'm already starting Jonathan Taylor because that's not hurting my team.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Right. You're not upgrading from I'm just trying to think. Miles Sanders. You're not upgrading, but you're not upgrading from Miles Sanders to Bijan. Correct. It's JT to Bijan's. The golf is a lot smaller. It's the second time I used golf this week. Sorry.
Oh wow. Okay, really quick. Let's stick with BTJ in mind. 12 by 12. Shane, are you trading BTJ and a third for Odunze in a second?
No.
You're just sticking with BTJ.
Yeah.
Fair enough. The needle hasn't moved. Scott, any different for you?
I mean, listen, if you have Odunze right there with BTJ, I can't argue with it. It's a sample size thing. You may not feel comfortable, but you are getting a pick upgrade. If you got any conviction, Boyan, and I know you got a lot of leagues and you're aggressive, so I have no problem with this deal, and I don't think it kills you. Even if you're wrong and BTJ is slightly better, I don't think it kills you.
Yeah, probably a deal both sides leave happy. Tyson, would you trade Loveland straight up for Fannin? Yes, I would. Give me Fannin, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how quick shit turns?
We are there, my friend. Yeah. Go ahead, Shane.
I was just going to say sometimes, it might be better not to just give up on a player after 2 weeks when they're drafted in the top 10 or wherever he was drafted for another one that was drafted. Where was Fannin? 4th round?
3rd. So you would not do that, Shane. You would not make that trade
Fannin
straight
for
up?
Loveland?
Yeah.
Not right now. No, not right now. Like I want to get Fannin. We've established that, and we established that I think last week. I'm not going to get him because I'm not willing to pay the price for him right now.
Okay.
Last one. We got some more we couldn't hit this week, but thanks everyone for the questions. Dylan, it's the E like everyone. So Eben Steiner, cool. We got it. Quick thoughts. Just went down his league. Tootin and a 26 second or AJ Brown. Shane, 12 by 11.
Ooh.
I hate people. AJ Brown. I'm sorry. I'm taking AJ Brown. If Tootin turns out to be Bucky Irving this year, I'll take the L on that. That's fine. But give me AJ.
I have a couple people that have sniffed around some Tootins, and they don't want to quite pay, but he seems like a player that I've gotten some random offers on this week. So people are watching. Like he's one big game away from being like, dude, like
he could be Bucky Irving. He legitimately could be Bucky Irving. He could easily surpass ETN, who is upgraded Rashad White. I mean, it could happen. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just I'm not willing to do that right now.
Yeah, people like them some Tootin. They want that you can jam them into deals and get some good credit for Tootin. So consider doing that. Consider signing up for the trades and chill tier. We had a lot of fun on this show, and I want to give a big shout out to Ahoff, however you want to say it, John Diamato, Mick Seamus, Mike Conron, Roy G, Alec Milan, SYG43, Ruben, Dynasty Mark, Squid, Max FF, Dylan, Evan Steiner, Adam Walker, Seth Willoughby, Woo Bear, Tyson, Sean, everyone that turned out. We love y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are the Dynasty Deal Show. We'll see you next week, and we out of this thing. Peace.